On Teachers' Day, I wish all the teachers congratulations on choosing this as your career, and double congratulations for people who have the assurance, and this is where God has called you. And we really praise God for you teachers, each and every one. I don't know how many of you are in the teaching line and you like it. Well, one of my college teachers in those days used to say, I don't like it, but what to do? I have to love her after I get married. Well, that could be one of the attitudes. But Albert sir, I'm here to encourage you, but in the 15 minutes that is given to me, I'm not too sure whether it's going to encourage you or not necessarily discourage, but whatever God has burdened on my heart, let me share that with you. Teaching is, very well, it's been called the noblest of all professions. And immediately I hear someone saying, no, 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 those days are gone. It used to be the noblest of all professions. But is it still? Or this evening, there are some who are feeling like this. It's like a hot potato. I can't handle it. When was the last time you handled something very hot without realizing how much hot that is, and you have to drop it just like that? That's why we get the English idiom, hot potato. You drop it. You want to drop it. Well, even if you're feeling like that, let's quickly take a look at why it is like that this evening. Teachers particularly are facing these two generations. Well, Generation Z is almost passed out of school. Generation Z are people who were born after 95 up to 2014 or so. They are the millennials, they were there, and they're the fast thinkers and fast in everything, But after those who were born after 2014 or 2012, they're called the Generation Alpha. These two generations have not seen the world without internet. It's very hard for them to even imagine if we talk about those old days and explain to them this is how we had a typewriter and we typed letters like this and we sent them on snail mail. Well, they find it even hard to even imagine because the world has completely changed. And these two generations pose a very different challenge to us. Two examples that I came across never left my mind, even though it happened a few years back, not during the pandemic. I was in the room of a principal. I wouldn't name the school. Don't worry, the principal is not here now. And the principal was particularly mentioning two cases. And she said, it's a very prestigious school where some of the rich children come to study, and a very well-known school. And a lot of well-to-do families send their kids over there. And she said, I told the girls to bring their parents, those who didn't do well in their exam. And one of the parents who came, she said, the father told me this, ma'am, in 1 month, my telephone bill has gone more than 1.5 lakhs, 150,000 rupees. And it was shocking. Very rich family and a very big mansion of a house where everyone had their own room. And obviously, the daughter also had her own room. And the father explained that the daughter didn't realize that if she got into that international chat lines and keep chatting, they have to pay for it. And that has brought the bill to more than 1.5 lakhs. No wonder the daughter did not do well in her studies because of a serious distraction. And the next case, she said, was a mother and a daughter. And they came in front of my table. And before anything could begin, the daughter begins to talk. And she turned to the mother and said, before you talk about my marks, tell me in front of the principal how much you love me. These are generations looking for something else beyond what we can easily and obviously offer. Where are they today? The liberalization on many front has brought in many choices for them. Choices unlimited. In your days and my days, when we were students, we hardly had choices compared to the number of choices they have now. Oh, there are so many, right from entertainment to more serious stuff, which school to join, which career to choose, what to do, what to watch. Well, you go on. And there's a knowledge explosion, too much knowledge and too early available for all the kids. And that is dropping their childhood off completely. They are off their childhood and they become mini adults very soon. And sometimes parents look at them and say, oh, look at my child, how she talks. But then there is a danger when they jump like that. There are bad repercussions as well. And the economic changes all around has brought in plenty of money and time in the hands of the students. Even poor families believe in giving them pocket money. In my family in those days, my father wouldn't give even 1 rupee as pocket money to me, though I never had a pinch of money because they always provided what I needed. But things are very different today. And children have got a lot of time. And that's where they're onto the gadgets, they're the social network, they're busy. And the globalization brings in exposure without limits. What happens in one corner in America can be shown to any nook and corner in a village here in India within minutes. So there is so much of exposure available to them. The urbanization movement from villages into cities brought a lot of identity crisis. And their families and children, they try to adapt, but they're in a melting pot. How can I change myself? Can I change the way I dress, the color of my hair, or the way I speak? Well, I can and I can't, and they go through a real crisis over there. And the English education has changed the worldview and brought in different type of questions to their mind because they are in a world arena in a different perspective altogether. And the pluralization, like India, in a country where everything is more than one. So they begin to question the fundamentals. All that we believed as firmly as the fundamental things, they're beginning to question, can this be true? Can that be true? And the postmodern philosophy is telling them there are no absolutes. Truth is only relative. You can say this is better than that, but you can't say this is truth, that is false. You can't say that. With all these pressures and the technology and gadget savvy, these children are very difficult to set boundaries and guidelines for them. And the teachers are also sometimes desperate. They ran out of ideas. Gone are those days. Which are those days? Well, gone are those days when they came to teachers for education. You remember the days of Gurukul? Go, be with the teacher, dress like the teacher. He's the guru, learn from him. Well, gone are those days. You have to now take it to where they are. Of course, through gadgets and technology. Facts were forced onto them. I remember the days even Bible was forced on me. And I wouldn't get my lunch if I haven't memorized the prescribed amount of church hymns or even Bible portions. Well, it doesn't work anymore with today's children. Gone are those days when knowledge came through books. In fact, we are producing an illiterate generation. They don't have to read books. They can watch the screen and talk about anything under the sun. And teachers enjoyed respect because of their position. Gone are those days. They are no more respected that way. At best, we can become friends. Nothing more than that. And teachers enjoyed more freedom. I come from a teacher's family. I've often seen parents bring the wards to my father and say, Ayya, kanna matram utrunga. You can do anything to my child. I want my child to grow and become a good person. You can beat him, you can do anything, we will not question. Well, these days are different. So teachers, what do we do? Just give you a simple 5 tips that you may already know. Let's think beyond the school. Deuteronomy 6 talks about, parents, of course, teaching children, but still teachers beyond. When you lie down, when you rise up, when you sit, when you walk. It's not just the classroom setting. And we need to now think of, that's how our model teacher, Jesus himself, did it. He had all occasions to teach. And we have to think beyond the school and the classroom. And we have to think and go beyond the books and the syllabus. And it's mere academics won't work. We need to go beyond and get into life skills, equip them for life. Good thing to say, God has called me to be a teacher. But what is the point if you are confined only to the syllabus in the books? And think of what the child would be in 15 years from now, 20 years from now. We are creating the future community here. And teachers need to have the discernment. I am looking at 30, 40 who can be one day leaders in this country and impactors of the future. And we need to teach them with that consciousness. And don't, of course, equip them for exam. Think beyond exams and beyond exams in life and life skills. What about prejudices? Even if you say, I'm a teacher, I take multiple intelligences very seriously, Gardner's philosophy, and even that would say this child is smart as into sports, this one is for music. Sometimes we develop our own prejudices, and we need to go beyond our prejudices to reach maybe emotional quotient works better. We don't know, but we have to try everything to go beyond prejudices. When a teacher enters the class, there are the bright-looking, smiling faces in front, and there are the more surly ones at the back, and they keep calling names and back answering. Difficult to handle, but we need to go beyond prejudices. In all this, of course, our master and example, Jesus himself. Teaching is a journey. Well, we are all familiar with this journey. The journey of Israel from Egypt to Canaan, from slavery to freedom, from slavery to go and worship God with freedom. And every Christian institution, for that matter, every teacher, no matter which institution belong to, need to be conscious of a journey that we are involved in. It's like this journey, bringing them from Egypt to Canaan. Teach with a vision to take them to a Canaan. Have absolute freedom to enjoy life and enjoy the Creator God and worship Him. And it's the question of joining the children in their journey. We are also co-travelers. We haven't arrived yet. We are also journeying. And let's join the children and take them along with us. And then it wouldn't be like a hot potato to handle, but instead you can say, we invest and reap a big harvest, and let more and more generations be blessed because of us. And wish you every blessing from heaven for every teacher. And may God continue to use you for His purposes. Thank you.